Wow, I can see my workbench. What a concept. What do you think about that, Mr. Heavy Chevy? Have you ever seen anything like that in your life? Grafting season 2020 is upon us. It's here. It has arrived. I wish we'd had more work. We would have been going 2 weeks ago the way this weather is, but it is what it is, and we got what we got. So Victor's here, and we are gearing up. I'm going through chainsaws, and I'm cleaning my workbench so I have a place to maintain saws. Get some chains and bars put together and a few things like that. Just get everything ready, basically. Yeah, that's it. When I'm out traveling around and looking at my grafting jobs and getting things set up each year, I see a lot of old iron sitting around here and there. Sometimes I stop and snap a picture, and usually that goes on Instagram, but I'm going to throw this one in here so y'all can take a look at it too. See, this Instagram used to be kind of a neat thing because you didn't have to be a member or join up or download the app or any of that. You could just go on there and take a look at whatever I post. Well, I guess they've changed all that now, so they let you look at a picture or two and then they cut it off and want you to be a member. So, you know, I don't blame you if you don't subscribe to Instagram or download Instagram. You know, enough social media is just enough, and I get it. So there's a few of you that kind of follow along, and all it is just some kind of a preview of things to come on the videos, and then a lot of stuff that doesn't ever make the videos, but just some old iron that I see sitting around here and there. Well, this is pretty cool. You got your old Napa number 638 turn signal directional type thingy there, and I like how they got the little arrows, one turning one way and one turning the other, so there ain't no mistaking once you made up your mind which way you're going to go. You can tell right from inside the cab there what's going on. Well, hey fellers, what's going on? You guys are really scared, aren't you? Look at you. Look at you. Mama and the twins. I'm 10, 20, 25 feet from these guys. I just don't even mind. Well, let's see. On Thursday afternoon, we were out grafting. The sun was shining. I remember at one point rolling up my sleeves. I actually started to get a little too warm. It was mid-60s, I guess. It's coming down hard. Has been all day long. Look at this. It just don't stop. It's crazy. And it's still coming down. Well, we started out our season with this little job down in Mattawa, Washington. There was 1,000 cherry trees, 2 grafts per tree. I grabbed the chainsaw and I cut them all down. Got out in front of Victor pretty quick, and he started grafting, and I think we had it all wrapped up by about 2:30. And that's a good day because it's an hour and a half drive down there. Anyway, here you see an old, feeble old grafter trying to make his way out of the field and get back to the truck. I like to hear them squeak. I know they're tight. Here are some apple trees that we did last year, and you can see the graft union here, nice and strong. And here are some trees that are prepped for grafting, so you can see what they look like this year when we just cut them down for grafting, and then what they look like 1 year later. They're grafted to a new variety, one that will make a lot more money than the old one. Sometimes the old variety does not make any money at all, and that's why they cut them down. Get rid of them, call us, we graft in something that's more profitable. So in 1 year's time, these little grafts will become this. These are about 6 feet of growth on these guys. These are cider varieties. Dabernet is one. I can't think of the other one, but this guy has a cider winery, so we graft a lot of cider varieties for him. That's why there's only just a few rows. Actually, we're doing 2 rows of one variety and then 2 more rows of another. Anyway, boy, I love it when they all take, when they all grow. We call that percentage of take. And I love it when it's a 100. And one of the perks of this job for me is that more often than not, when we're grafting these orchards, if you look around the perimeter, you'll find some old iron sitting around. So that's always kind of nice, and I usually try to get some pictures and throw them on Instagram. I think I got this old tractor up there last week. So it just comes with the territory. Yeah, it might need a new seat, but other than that, she's cherry. Well, grafting up pretty high today. There's Ken's place, way down there at 2,370 feet elevation. Way down there. There's the Texaco sign. There's the cab over GMC. There's Wenatchee down there. Yeah, way up high, and that wind is cold up here. Let me done told you what. And my man Victor here is replacing. Well, how come you got the taillight out?
Fix that.
Oh, you got something broken here?
No.
Loose?
This is.
Wow! Finally a Mexican that knows about maintenance. He's replacing the tailgate latch in this thing. This is the second one. It's gone back. Yeah, that's how you fix it. Bigger hammer. I got a bigger hammer over here, baby. Need this one?
No, I got it.
Are you sure, homeboy? All right. Yeah. What's this? This looks like maybe a New Zealand type plug. Doesn't work here. Interesting. Okay, Victor, I'll leave you to it. We gonna burn some brush piles in the snow today? You feel up to it? Okay. Alrighty then. You're the boss. Well, yesterday it was just a beautiful day, about 60 degrees. Sunshine, was nice and warm, working in shirt sleeves, and then today I come out here and I'm kicking up about 3 inches of snow, fresh snow, and we're supposed to get 5 to 7. What a ridiculous thing. So anyway, we cannot be grafting, so we're going to do some other things. In a world where Mexicans like to burn things, Victor Carrillo. Okay. Do not try this at home. Right, Victor?
Right.
There we go. Oh yeah, pure gasoline. That's what we want. Yeah, go ahead, Brown. Get right after it, Brown. Atta boy.
Brown Jr.
Brown Jr. Yeah. Brown category 2. Don't eat this yellow snow over here, Victor, okay? I'm gonna make some snow ice cream later. It'll be lemon flavor. Well, Victor, we have burning piles. Burning piles, that's a health condition. This one's awfully green. We just cut that in August. So, I don't know if it's gonna burn. Okay, this is my boy Victor. He's armed with straight gasoline. No oil in it, no diesel in it. The real deal. Do not do what we do at home. We are a bunch of idiots and you don't ever want to do what you see us doing here. Okay? Just don't do it. You know, I have people send me gifts from all over the world because of YouTube. People get to know me on YouTube and send me things like this clock that I need to put a battery in. It's been needing a battery for about 2 years now. These license plates came from New Zealand, I think, and this one I believe came off an old Volkswagen. This was sent to me, I think BC, what's this, BC 65925. I don't know how I remember that, but I do. I believe he made that for me. There's another blacksmith that has made some things for me, but I believe BC made that for me, and I know BC made this punch for me because it's a really good punch. Made this in 2017. It's made from a coil spring and then hammered out to a hex, and it is an excellent punch. Stays sharp. Another gentleman had this made for me, and this was very fitting because of my business. I use chainsaws and grafting knives, so he had a knife made from a chainsaw chain. Isn't that cool? You can see the chainsaw teeth there, hammered out, forged into a piece of metal. You can even still see some of the links in the chain. I don't know if that'll show up in the camera. Yeah, there you go. Just way cool. Just way cool. And I could go on and on, you know, things that have been sent to me. But I've got something else to show you right now. A very special gift. So I have a friend in New Zealand who's a grafter. And, you know, it's just so nice to have someone who gets it, who understands. You know, we go through certain experiences that nobody else knows about just because of the nature of our profession. And this gentleman, Mike, and I wish I had his last name. I tried to get me to adopt me just so I'd have his last name. What a cool name. I don't think he'll mind if I tell you his last name is Overhaul, and I'd love to have that name. I would trade with him. I would put myself up for adoption. That is a cool name. So Mike sent me this stuff, and he made one of these for Victor. He made these grafting knives, and we make our own knives from blanks. We call them blanks. Sometimes they're a boning knife, and then we cut them down and put our own handle in them or whatever. But he's done an exceptionally wonderful job on these, and he made one for Victor. And it's got the bow tie on it, and this is 15N20 carbon steel. We like carbon steel for our knives. I personally like carbon steel better than stainless. I like high carbon steel because you have to get just the right temper. Because if it's too hard, if the metal's too hard, then what happens is your final edge, this edge right along here, you'd have to be under a microscope to see it sometimes, but it'll chip out. A little piece will chip out. If it's too hard, it's brittle, and then it chips. If it's too soft, then that final edge, again, you'd have to see it on a microscope, under a microscope, but it will roll over one direction or the other, and we have to take away that rollover. When it rolls one direction, you can put it on a stone and take that away, and you can even, we use a razor strop sometimes, because if you were to look at this under a microscope, this edge would not be straight. It would be jagged, a little jagged. And when you take it back and forth on that razor strop, and that aligns those jagged edges, it aligns them all, lines them all up so they're nice and straight. Then you've got a really sharp knife, and it will shave. But he has taken this knife, and it's the carbon that I like, the carbon steel that I love, and he's put it in this handle, and it is, what did he say this wood is? He shaped them to cut kiwi fruit grafts. He grafts a lot of kiwis. He said, "Oh, hopefully they'll work for you and Victor." Of course they will. They're wonderful, and the way he shaped it, the way we hold the knife is, it just, man, it fits in your hand. It just falls into place, because we don't cut this way away from you. We cut this way, this motion across. I hold the wood and cut kind of across your chest to the right, if you're right-handed. But that fits the hand so nicely. You'd think you'd hold it this way, but it's wonderful the way it fits. What else was I going to say about? Oh, I want to see what it's made of. This wood is, it's some kind of New Zealand. What did he call it? New Zealand, is it beech wood? I'm looking for it here. Bear with me. I may have to stop the video until I find it. I will. New Zealand silver beech. That's what this is. New Zealand silver beech. And it's beautiful wood. I don't know how well this is going to show up in the video. I don't know if I've got it in good enough light. I should take it outside, but it's snowing out there. I will take it outside because there's something else I want to show you, a feature on this that I want to show you. There's old Granddad. That's my first grafting knife, and my crew in the early years, in the early 80s, had it bronzed for me. It's kind of a nice gift. Okay. Well, I don't know if you can see this much better, but New Zealand silver beech. Beautiful piece of wood and beautiful craftsmanship, I might add. The way he's put this together. And you know a good knife when the metal goes all the way through the handle, all the way to the other end. But here's a special feature that I want to show you. Look what he did. He engraved this for me. He put an Impala on there from my '63 Impala. What a gift. Isn't that awesome? That's a very special thing, and I've used it. Yes, it cuts. It is sharp as a razor. And when we start doing some apples, I'm going to use this knife. Victor says he doesn't want to use his. He wants to take it home and hang it on his wall. He wants to put it on a special place on his wall in his home just to display it. That's how special it is to me, or to him. But to me, it's special enough that I want to use it. So, just shout out to my good friend Mike who made this and sent it to me. It's just wonderful. I'll put that away when I can use both hands on it. But it's pretty cool. He put the bow tie on there. Then he knows I'm a Husqvarna fan, so he sent this. So now you know what's going on inside your Huskies. You got a little elf in there, just huffing and puffing and pedaling away to make that saw run. And he didn't stop there. No, don't order yet, folks. There's more. Look what he made for me. This is just cool, man. It's a Husky sign, a piece of plexiglass, I guess, that has been etched, and it lights up, and that is just pretty cool. As soon as I get a longer cord or cable, I will put that out in my shop, but I have to get a plug and a longer cable for it. But cool. Thank you so much, Mike. You the man. I really appreciate that. I appreciate all of you who've sent me gifts, and appreciate all of you who just watch these videos. It's an awesome thing. Thank you so much. You know, if you worked on an orchard back in the 70s, you'd probably learn a little bit about grafting. Maybe not on a large scale, but a tree or two here and there would need to be grafted from time to time, and you learned that just along with general orchard work, such as pruning or picking or thinning. And I did my very first orchard grafting in 1974. I was bridge grafting over mouse damage in Royal City, Washington. So that was my very first orchard grafting. I did my first commercial grafting in 1981. I did a 5-year apprenticeship with a gentleman who owned a grafting business in California. And then I started my own business in 1986. So I've not held down a steady job since the mid-80s. I guess you could say I'm just not very dependable. So this year, spring of 2020, I started my 39th consecutive season in the grafting business. 1986 is also the year I hired Victor, and he's been with me every year since then. Now, Victor was 22 years old when I hired him, so by the time these pictures were taken, he'd already been with me about 9 years. These pictures were taken along about 1995. So it's been quite a journey, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. I don't think either one of us has ever considered doing anything else. This man's like a brother to me. I wouldn't do this business without him. I just wouldn't have it any other way. I don't know how long we will continue to do this. I don't know how long our bodies will allow us to do this. All I know right now is I have contracts for next year, so I guess we'll be around at least one more.
He is a loathsome, offensive brute. Yet I can't look away.
Well, he's styling now, boy. What'd you call it?
A flea.
It's a flea.
It's a flea.
Yeah.
It's a flea.
3.5 horse, you think?
No, it's a 350.
Oh,
It's
boy.
3.5.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you got to turn your hat around backwards, get you some suspenders,
go,
you know, and pull your pants down.
Aviator goggles.
Pull your pants down so your underwear is hanging out, you know, your boxers hanging out in the back, and then you'll be cool looking.
Yeah, we're running now. It's comfortable.